original Jaffa Gate. There was no opening here. That's only from 1898, opened for Kaiser Wilhelm. This is the Jaffa Gate of hundreds of years ago. And this is why Jaffa Road is Jaffa Road, because you go out of Jerusalem to Jaffa, just like Jaffa has a Jerusalem Road. But my Arab friends and neighbors don't call this Jaffa Gate. They call it Bab el Khalil. Bab el Khalil means the gate of the friend. The friend is Abraham, Avraham Avinu, because you come out of this gate and you go immediately down and to the ridge, which is in front of us, and you go out to Hebron and also to Bethlehem. So the focus is south as opposed to west. But in between Jerusalem and the hill to its west is a valley of great importance in the Navi, in the prophets. Let's go see it up close. As you cross to go to Hebron, up the ridge, and they've built a bridge so you don't have to descend down into the Valley of Hinnom. But that is exactly where we are going. An idyllic place. Everything is quiet. There's Jerusalem. There are the valleys leading out to the Dead Sea. Lovely, lovely mountains here. Such a quiet, wonderful place. Why do my bones shake? Why do I tremble as I walk through the Valley of Hinnom? We're standing in the Valley of Hinnom, between Benjamin and Judah. This was a place where we, the people of Israel, served idols. When Yoshiyahu gets the message from the Torah scroll that was found when they were refurbishing the temple, he went all over the country to destroy idols. And it specifically mentions the idols in the area of Nachal Kidron around the corner, and here in the Valley of Hinnom. V'timei et atofet asher b'gei ben Hinnom. He defiled the Tophet, the idolatry which was in the Valley of Hinnom, levilti lavir isha b'no v'bito be'esh lamolach, so that no one should pass their son or daughter through it to the Molech. This was a terrible avodah zarah. You can read about it in the source by James Michener of the screams of the baby being drowned out by the music. And the Torah specifically warns that somebody who does Molech, God will turn his face to him to destroy him. We see it was deeply enrooted because twice Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu addresses it in chapter 7. Therefore days are coming, says God, and we're not going to say, you won't use the terms Tophet and Gei ben Hinnom, Kim Gei ha'hariga. This is going to be the killing zone, the killing valley. V'kavru v'tofet mei makom. They're going to be buried here without a place. And the bodies of the people will be just sitting out here for the birds of the heaven to pluck at, and they'll be like dirt sitting on the ruins. And so too Jerusalem will be destroyed. And this leads directly into the Haftarah, which we read on Tisha B'Av of Asof HaSifeim. Again, in chapter 19, this is even more dramatic. God says to Yirmiyahu, go to the market and buy a brand new clay bottle. Take the elders, go to the gate of the clay, which is the source for making the pots, and take the elders there and tell them Jerusalem's going to be broken like this bottle, and break the bottle and warn them, maybe that will shake them. And this city is going to become a model of what happens when there's the destruction. Everybody will walk by and go, will whistle and go, wow, at the desolation and the destruction. It didn't work. So now we hear that name Gei ben Hinnom, and we, after these events and after what we've learned, it resonates. It says this was the killing zone. This was filled with the dead bodies of Jerusalem in the time of the first temple because they refused to change their ways. What is our avodah zarah? What is our idol worship? What is preventing us from responding directly to God? What can we be open to? We have to think about that and remember the end of the Haftarah. All I want is to have chesed umishpat v'atznei alecha sim elokecha. If we're looking to see how we can help, how we can do good, especially in this year, Tafshin Pei, when we're suffering for Corona and people are alone in their houses. What can we do to excise the idolatry from our heart and to bring the chesed and the mishpat back into our lives?
Shalom, I'm Rabbi David Aaron, and I'm filming from Jerusalem, the old city of Jerusalem. And these 3 weeks are painful weeks, and we mourn for what we've lost, but we're very thankful to Hashem for what we have. And it's a time to reflect on some of the mistakes we made and what we need to fix. And one of the great mistakes that the Jewish people made was avodah zorah, idol worship. And very often people have a misunderstanding of what idol worship is and why is it so bad. I mean, it's a free country. People should have freedom of religion. And so what do you care if people are nice people and this one wants to bow down to a tree, and this one wants to bow down to a statue? What's the point? What difference does it make? Isn't it most important to just love your neighbor as yourself and be kind? Well, that would all be nice if that was true, but that's not true, because the very underpinnings and the very core point of idolatry was the deification of nature. The idolaters, they deified nature, and that's why their statues were could be even trees, or they could be animals. They had an admiration for animals, because animals don't have any guilt, they have no conscience, they go with the flow. And when a person deifies nature, then they are literally tapping into the source of all evil. If I do what comes naturally to me. And so, so the idolaters, they would say, well, if you took a lion and you told it not to rip apart a lamb, that's going against nature. He should be allowed. The survival of the fittest is what's right. Might makes right. So what people don't understand is idolatry isn't simply people bowing down to an animal or a tree. It was really, that was a manifestation of a deep philosophy of the deification of nature. And when we deify nature, we say whatever is natural is right and is good. That is the beginning of tremendous evil. Judaism teaches us that we can transcend our nature. Yimach Hitler, he said that the Jews made this up. We cannot transcend our nature. We are barbarians, and we should be proud of it, he says in Mein Kampf. He was really the manifestation of the essence of what idolatry was. As soon as we make nature right and God, then we do terrible things, unethical things. So this is a time to transcend nature and to live in service of Hashem, who is the source and the creator of nature, but is beyond nature. We should all be able to come back to who we are and make the choices to transcend some of our natural negative urges and do the will of Hashem. Shalom.